So this trade was made very recently and brought me $4,700. Right now, I want to introduce you to a very simple method of finding perfect entry points. Your stop losses can be 2-3 times tighter than to using the right entry point. I have been using this method for the last 3 years and it has proven its effectiveness in practice. In this beginner's guide, I prepared a special checklist that we will go through together so you can learn how to open trades at the right spots. Using the example of the most traded asset, the EUR/USDT pair, I will show you how many profitable trades you could have closed just recently. In this video, you will find the best entry points by identifying the weak spots of the trend. Let me explain how to do it now. First, I will show you the layout of typical trade we make. Key zones of interest will be automatically marked. These are resistance and support levels. Then there are any kind of trend, either an uptrend or a downtrend. The key point is that at these key zones of interest, moments of trend weakness appear. These moments might be completely unnoticed on higher time frames like the 4-hour or 1-hour charts. But if we switch to the 15-minute time frame and look at the picture in more detail, we can already look for these trend weakness points. These are the places where we will open trades. What these weaknesses are and how they look, I will explain to you now. Be sure to watch this video carefully. So let's move on to the one of the first points in our checklist for opening a position with a sniper entry point. First of all, we need to identify zones of interest, and for that, the auto levels indicator will help us. On the TradingView platform, go to the indicators panel and type the name support and resistance. This indicator is by the author ChartPrime, and you add it with a simple click, and now it needs a bit of adjustment so that it works more correctly on higher time frames like 4 hours or 1 hour. I change the period from 20 to 40, which allows me to find more global and important levels on the chart. You still need to have a basic understanding of how levels work because with this indicator, I can now easily mark for myself a resistance zone and a support zone at those levels. These are important areas where we will look for trend weakness that will allow us to open a position with a very favorable entry point. The only thing is that we don't have a confirmed resistance level at the top since it has only one touch. So I will move it a bit lower to this area because this where there were a large volume. That is where most of the selling happened and the trend reversed from this place. Now we can turn off the ChartPrime indicator so it doesn't get in our way. After we have marked the main zones of interest, the next step is to switch to a lower hourly time frame to track the price's interaction with our key levels. Let's scroll back on the chart until the price starts interacting with one of the zones of interest. As we can see, the price has now approached the upper boundary, and the next step is in our checklist will be to look for trigger zones for the trend reversal. I will tell you simply. Today, I will use one tool to identify trend weakness, and that is the trend line. Right now, I can start drawing different trend lines through several key trend points. These are the places where the price reversed for us. The more precise trend line construction, we can switch to 15-minute time frame. Friends, remember only the 15-minute time frame relative to higher ones really gives you control over the situation, because at this moment I can draw several trend lines, connect them through different peaks, and in advance spot the exact weakness in the upward movement. Let's watch a bit longer. Right now I see the first trend line is being broken. This breakout doesn't count yet because we haven't touched our main zone of interest. Now, after touching the 4-hour zone of interest, I can consider a short position with a very tight stop loss placed above the maximum of the trend. I'm almost certain that this will be the maximum. The target for this move will be determined by the next indicator called Imbalanced Zone. Just click on it once, and all the major important zones that the price can and must reach will be marked on our screen. I see a very attractive zone of interest below. There is also a horizontal level here that we simply must retest. So this zone will be the target for this move with a very tight stop loss. We have an excellent risk to reward ratio here. Even if we hit the stop loss on the trade, I can easily cover the loss with the next trades. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. I record all my trades in my Telegram channel, and sadly, on this trade, we lost $2,000. I had a short position open with a 10 lot size, and here, unfortunately, we hit the stop loss. But friends, this is actually not as bad, as it may, because at this moment, I clearly see another good opportunity to open a short trade. What after the first trade was stopped out, a bearish engulfing pattern formed right before my eyes, and I posted a signal in my Telegram channel that I'm entering a short trade. Let's also place the stop loss and take profit levels according to our targets. The same as before, the trade also has a 1.5 risk to reward ratio, a perfectly ideal setup. Now let's watch how this trade closes. So this trade was made very recently and brought me $4,700. Right now, I want to introduce you to a very simple method of finding perfect entry points. Look how wonderfully this position worked out over time. I also posted result in my free Telegram channel for $4,007, which is 450 pips earned just from one take profit. So the profit is simply crazy, even though very little time was spent on this trade. Before we continue, I'd like to show you this position one more. But now, in the MetaTrader terminal, here the USD trade with 4,700 profit dollars. All these trades, as I mentioned, were published in my Telegram channel, and you could copy them automatically. So follow the link in the description and subscribe. It's free and it will help you finally make trading profitable. Before opening the next trade, we return to our checklist. The first thing we do is switch back to the higher time frame and wait for the price to interact with our areas of interest. Here we have a support zone. Let's see if the chart reacts to it, because so far this is a very strong decline, and I can guarantee that there will be a reversal from here, because compare how the trend developed and reversed at this point. You see, it happened gradually, and look at how it is moving now. As we can see, this support zone has been broken and is becoming somewhat irrelevant for us. We return to our ChartPrime indicator with automatic levels and see that we have another zone below that might be interesting for us. I look and really understand that this is a key area of interest for us right now, and this is where we might catch our next trade. I am going to turn off the indicator for now and continue to observe our chart. All local lows are currently being updated, and this could be a good reason for a reversal. So I switch to the hourly time frame and try to draw some trend lines here. Let's see if the chart interacts with the trend line. Right now we see a breakout and retest. So I'm switching to 15-minute time frame for a closer look at the situation. We have a low point behind which we'll likely place a 100 plus pip stop loss, but we still need to decide where to set the take profit. For that, we return to the Imbalanced Zone indicator we recently added. Here we have a great opportunity to open a trade